Hey, what's up, guys? This is Bradley Teaches, Alana's Pawpaw, and we're about to get into the last day of this Canva challenge. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. I've been watching the chat in this early pre-show 5 minutes, and it looked like you guys really enjoyed the frames. I'll let you know this, there's a lot more to be done with that and other things that I figured out. Not for this challenge, or maybe for something else. Maybe I'll jump into the group and do a little pop-up training on that. I do, well, yeah. If you want to use Canva for that thing that I can show you as an extension, you will need the pro version, but there's a workaround for that that I can tell you about too. But anyway, yeah, that frames thing I think was really a big hit. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. As I said, that's not even released to the public yet. I don't even have my own YouTube tutorial for that yet. So that's going to be very interesting. Eating a little snacks before I got started. Got something in my mouth. All right. Um, yeah. So yeah, I really wanted to release that to you guys, let you guys see that and have a good time with that. So I will maybe do a little pop up about that a little bit later. Now, today is the wrap up day. So if you have any questions over the first 3 days of this challenge, please drop them in the chat. Today is going to be the hands-on, how does this work in Ecamm? How do I put this in Ecamm? Maybe even a little bit more keynote stuff. We'll just see where the day takes us. But today is kind of that wrap-up day for the loose ends and all that stuff, and how this stuff actually works in Ecamm. So we'll be doing, the green screen stuff. Obviously, I'm going to take you through the animations and those kind of things. We're going to do a little bit more presentations today because I saw some questions in the groups overnight about presentations and Canva presentations and how to present them, and even some keynote presentations, how to present that stuff. So I want to cover that to really let you guys hit the ground running or continue to run as you create and do these things. But always keep in mind, all this stuff I'm showing you, yes, it's cool. Yes, it's can add some pizzazz to your content, but content is still a number one, guys. So don't let these graphics and things and animation stuff be a hindrance to you creating content. See them as an enhancement and as a support for your content. Always look at it like that. And so if you're running into roadblocks and I can't figure this out, or I can't get this pop-up box to pop in at the right time, do not let that prevent you from making your other content. You can always circle back to that pop-up box. If you can't make a graphic that says what you want it to say, just say it. Save the graphic for later, okay? So I really want that because your content is the most important thing. And I'll say this in a milder way than I would typically say it, but people are out here waiting for your content. People are out here that are not progressing, not being empowered, and not doing what they need to do because your content is not coming out and reaching them. So don't let these graphics and things hold you from doing content. Make the content, circle back and make the graphics to make your content a little better or enhance it and things like that. So never let these little hindrances or these little hurdles that you may run into creating graphics prevent you from making content. All right. Also, make sure you put Q colon in front of all your questions. I'm gonna kind of leave my comment tab wide open today because I know it's the last day and I don't want to miss anything. And yes, I prefer you to put a Q colon. I know sometimes in the heat of typing, you forget the Q. And so I don't want to miss those potential questions and comments. And so maybe getting to today might be a little harder, but I want to make sure I answer all your questions because I don't want any as few hurdles or as few roadblocks as you may see them in your way of creating these things or utilizing these things in Ecamm. So we're going to be doing a lot of kind of back and forth. This is how you download this thing. This is how you load this thing. And so, but I think that's needed, right? Kind of like that first day foundational. Here's Canva and what it can do, what we'll be using. Today is going to be here's Ecamm and here's Canva. And let's put these things together. We're still going to create some stuff, but it's going to be how you use that stuff that's going to be important for today too. So if you have any questions about that you've run into even so far in the first 3 days, things you're trying to create, can't really wrap your mind around how to create those things, drop them in there. Today is that day for that. You have anything that you've created that you can't really figure out how to implement correctly, drop it in the comments because I really want to help you guys do this stuff. Yes, I always have a little bulleted list of what I want to show you, but I want to have it personalized to what you need also. And it is now 10:05. So we're going to officially get started. Let me scroll through the comments real quick. As I said, I was watching your comments pre-show, and it seemed like you guys really enjoyed those frames. So if you have any questions, even with that, creating new frames. Now, like I said, there is a next level to those frames, but it wasn't really made for this challenge. It's not really even worth a 4-day challenge just about that per se, but it might be worth an hour long or a 2 hour long kind of workshop on that. And I'm kind of tinkering with if I want to do that or not. Also, green screening in general might be worth its own time, right? Or might be worth its own, just hour long or 2 hour long session. So if you guys think you might be interested in something like that, let me know, let Ecamm know, because I really think this green screen is a power move. It really is. And there's things you can do with green screen that we just touched the tip of during this challenge. All right, let's see. You guys really like those frames, okay? Um, this is sorcery. I like that. Okay. Hey, Ben, the solar guy. How's it going? All right. Da 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 da. Okay. So what we're gonna do today? Hey, Tatiana. What we're going to do today? Yeah. Make sure you guys register. You can still even register now. Go back and register because the challenge is not over till the end of today's session. So you can get those downloads. You got to get those downloads. Um, Yes, Carol, I got you covered. I got you covered. How do you visualize the grief coach using these tools? Um, hmm. Probably pop up graphics, things like that. Kind of maybe even scripture type things as I speak about different grief things. I'd probably use them that way. I'm kind of a clean screen kind of person. So if it's kind of bullet points of things I'm talking about, subject wise, it'd probably be a sidebar, that pop up kind of thing, will probably be most of what I do. And maybe even if I'm going to read a whole scripture verse or a whole block of scripture, I may even go off screen and do that full screen graphic that we talked about and maybe have the text kind of slide in slowly as I read it. Just little things like that to enhance it. All right, Carol. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into Carol's thing first. Yeah, and Carol's thing is a presentation thing, so that'll help you too, Frederic. Hopefully, I said that right. Uh, it was smaller than my background with me. Okay, yeah, I'll get that for you too. Can you make a presentation for my solar customers, or are there templates I can use? All right. Um, Oddly enough, and let's go to Canva. Okay. Oddly enough, I noticed that Canva released a lot of its newest magic features. And actually, let me scroll this up. Right here, Ben, there's a magic design for presentations. I've never touched it. I'll enlarge that. I never touched it, haven't used it, and I won't use it today. But you probably want to venture into that and type in solar power or service industry and things like that and see if it'll create you a presentation with those keywords. It's kind of like AI for presentations. I won't go down that rabbit hole today, but that's going to be something I'm probably going to venture into too. So check that out. Otherwise, I don't know any templates in particular that you would use for solar power, but there's just nice templates anyway, right? Use technology, use maybe might have one that's called solar or whatever else, but just a technology template, something clean Not too busy, right? All right. But with that being said, first we're going to do, let's do presentation first. Then I'm going to swing back and show you guys how to export all this other stuff to use in Ecamm. So we're going to basically go back to the presentation we had yesterday. And I'm going to do this one. Now let's start a new one. I'm just going to pick one. Let's go with, well, let's go this one. That just looks kind of nice and geometric. Replace all the other ones. Okay, and so here's presentation style number 1. We have all this stuff, and as I've noticed, a lot of stuff is kind of to the left already, so this may actually work with what I'm trying to do. All right, so the first method, I'm going to do a cutout presentation for using my video as the background behind it, kind of putting myself into the presentation. And because there's actually a circle right here, I'm going to go to Elements and pull up a circle, make it green, and I'm going to make it the size of the other circle. Sorry about that. That's actually the keystroke for pinpointing with my Pro mouse. Option Shift. So it actually did 2 things instead of 1 there. So this is where my picture is going to be. And I can even jazz that up a little bit. I can do let's do this, copy paste. No, I won't do that. I'm just going to add yeah, let's do that. Copy paste it. Copy paste. Offset it a little bit. I'm going to make it black and knock down the transparency some. Then I'm going to go over here to position, layers, and push it behind the green one, right? So this is going to be my circle hole in Ecamm that I'm going to show up in all the slides. So I'm going to select both of these, and I'm going to group them. And then I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to about 2 or 3 slides and paste it in. And as you see how that interferes with the rest of the design, right? I'm just going to do 4 of these slides real quick. So it looks okay here. This one, it doesn't work, so maybe I'll delete that picture. Otherwise, it looks fine. Move that over a little bit. That's okay. Go here. I have to move today's agenda. And that's the cover. All right, so we have these 4. So this is one design where I'm going to be behind it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the rest of these slides because I don't need them. Now we can do this a couple of ways, right? I can do this as a live presentation, which I'll do first. I'm going to go over here to present, right? We have the present is right next to share. Whenever I pick a presentation, you get that extra button. So I'm going to click present. I have the present full screen option highlighted. Then I'm just going to click present. And that puts it in a full window over here in my web browser. So now what I'm going to do is, because it is a screen overlay, it's actually just a screen. So that's not what I want to do. Let me go back over here and exit out of that. Okay, what I want to do is in Ecamm, I'm going to make a screen overlay. What I've been doing to actually teach you guys is a screen share. That's a little bit different than a screen overlay, because as you see now, it's behind me in a scene. It's not an overlay. So let me go to live demo mode to kind of show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna go over here, options, live demo mode, so you can see my screen. And let me know if you can see everything now. And I'm going to go to options and hide all utility windows. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do. Show all utility windows. What I want to do is hide main menu controls. So all that stuff is off my screen. All right, there we go. Let me turn off all this extra stuff I don't want. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we're in live demo mode. Let me make sure that you guys can see me in live demo mode. Let me know if you can see me or not. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my scenes. I have me right here. I'm gonna go back to the full, well, yeah, let's work it out. I'm gonna go back to the full me, okay? Then I'm going to add an overlay in the overlays palette of my screen. Right here, that's the screen. I'm gonna double click that. Okay, you can see me. All right, double click that. Go to secondary display, which is now my Canva over there, right? I'm just gonna leave that there for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and make it green screen while I'm here. So double click that. I'm gonna go ahead and select green screen key. And you already see the hole cut out here, right? Okay, so now what I also want to do is I'm gonna add another camera overlay, which is the camera right here. And I'm gonna make that my good camera and not my FaceTime cam. Okay. And I'm gonna size that down a little bit. All right, so now let's go back to this layer, which is my screen share, put it above the camera. And I'm going to now go back into Canva and go to present it. So present, and now it's full screen over there in Canva. So now all I need to do is enlarge this one to make it fill the screen. And the hole is cut out of it back here. I'm gonna go to my camera. Let me lock the screen share. And that should let me move my camera behind it. There we go. Here's the camera. I want to resize that down a little more. I'm using my scroll wheel to do that. And there we go. So now as I click through the slides over here in Canva, that hole is there with me talking. And now I'm actually part of my presentation. So all hands meetings, I'm still talking. I can move my slides. If it had animation, the animations would be there. And all this is a screen share overlay, which you see right here, and a camera overlay. And my camera is behind the screen. So I'm playing this full screen as a presentation. Now, I'm gonna drop out of screen, what is this thing called? Demo mode, and go back because I want to show you guys another way to do this, because as you see right here, this presentation doesn't have any animations in it. I'm just clicking from thing to thing to thing, right? You might not want to go through having two screens and all that other stuff like that. You might just want to do this as a PDF, right? And you can bring that PDF in as an overlay, take the green out, and do the same thing and just control it through Ecamm. So we're gonna do that real quick. I'm gonna go back over here to my options, turn off live demo mode, and then we're gonna go back to our teaching screen as we are here. So I'm gonna escape that. Okay, so we're gonna use the same presentation as a PDF. Yeah, okay, let me do this for you real quick. All right. Over here in Canva, or your web browser, right? You see right here, there's a present button. It's right next to share. When I click that present button and it has full screen selected here, then I go down here and click present. That's now gonna be full screen, I'm using air quotes, full screen in my browser window. So all I have to do at that point is then do a screen share and as an overlay in Ecamm, right? Now you can scale it to whatever size you want it in Ecamm because you can scale your overlays. So you can also screen share a window as an overlay. So if you don't have a second monitor, but you have your web browser open, right? Your web browser can be an overlay in Ecamm. You just say, you get to pick that app as your thing. So let's just do it, okay? Instead of doing a screenshot, we're gonna do it this way because I wanna show you guys and help you do it. All right, so let's go back here. Let's go back to live demo mode. Okay, so now you see my working screen. I'm gonna go here to screen overlay, right? And if I double click that, I can pick the stuff I want to be my overlay. Show secondary primary display, because I actually have 3 monitors, but only have 2 turned on. And see, as you see these things here, you can now pick other stuff. So I can say pick Google Chrome as the overlay. And if I do that, it's showing my Google Chrome browser, right? So now, if I go back over here to Google Chrome and click present, it's going to be a full screen display. So I go back to Canva, click present again, and now it's full screen. The reason you're seeing it double is because it's also on the screen over there, right? So ignore the big one. Think about this one, right? But as you see, it's full screen. So I'll scale it up to fill up my Ecamm screen, right? And I can still do green screen overlay and cut that hole out. And so when you do a screen share, it's also, think of it more as a window share, right? So you can share a physical screen, or you can share anything that you have open in a browser window, an application, whatever else. Because when you double click this thing to edit it, I don't know why the double click's not working right now. I can now pick whatever stuff I have open, right? That's my finder of my computer. I have Ecamm Live open right now, right? So I can make it another share over itself, right? I typically share my screen and not windows. But if you don't have a second monitor, but you just have a bunch of little windows on one screen, do it this way and just share Google Chrome, right? So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that answered that for you. And then when you present it, it's going to take over the full screen. All right, so let's go back over here and see how you can see the whole window now. All right, now the other thing you can do is you can export this as a PDF through Canva and load that as an overlay. So let's do that real quick, because I don't think I've actually showed you literally sharing anything yet. So we're going to go to share. We're going to go down here to download, and we're going to pick PDF, right? And it has the green on it. We're cool, good to go. All right, so we're going to click download, and that's going to go to my downloads folder natively. All right, and that's already done. Okay, so now we're going to pull that in. Oh yeah, you're watching my demo mode right now, so you can see everything. All right, I'm going to go down here to my downloads folder, open in Finder, all goes at a glance. So I'm going to drag that. Let me go back to me, main window, turn off these other 2 things I don't want. And now we're going to drag this over top, right? So now that's an overlay now, right? That's it right here, the presentation. And I can control it in Ecamm. And your viewers won't see this control thing, right? Now, but the next thing we want to do is we want this to be a green screen, right? So I'm going to click that. And I'm going to go to blend mode, green screen. So you see the hole cut in it back here. That's my hand, right? And this is a PDF, right? So I'm clicking through this thing, and it has a hole in it. Okay? And so that's another way to do it. If you don't want animations and special transitions and all that kind of stuff in your presentation, you can just save it as a PDF and control it inside of Ecamm, right? Tells you what slide number you're on, all that kind of stuff, right? And just click through it. Good to go. And nobody sees your mouse. Nobody will see all that stuff, okay? So that's another way that you can do it for presentations. All right, I'm going to go out of, well, you know what? No, I need to go out of live demo mode because I need you to see it in Canva, see it working. out of live demo mode again. Let's go back to Canva. All right. Get over here to my teaching screen. All right. Let me know if I'm losing y'all. I don't want to lose y'all. I want y'all to understand all that. So hopefully that was helpful for presentations. So I showed you how to do a live presentation, sharing your screen. You don't have to export it as a presentation. So that's the one thing I would suggest not doing. Either do it as a live presentation or do it as a PDF. Don't export the presentation. Okay, Jane, let me know where you're lost. And then you can also definitely go back and watch the replay, because if you're doing presentations, saving it as a PDF is a good, clean option. And then remember now, all you're doing is clicking on green screen overlay. You're clicking green screen. That's all you're really doing. Yeah, PDF is, oh no, I'm not lost. Okay, my bad. So for a PDF, you cannot include animations in a PDF. A PDF is basically a document, right? And so it's no different. Think of a Word document. There's no animations on that, right? So think about it being printed versus it being some special animated thing. So when you print out a book, there's no animations in it. So think about it like that. Um, yeah, you might be hearing me double. If you have Ecamm open right now and you're hearing me, you might have your system audio on, which you're listening to me twice. So you're listening to me on YouTube and listening to me through Ecamm. So that could be a problem. Yes, if you want things animated, you have to export as a video. So I'm going to jump out of this presentation and show you some other type of exporting. So let's do that real quick. All right, so let's go back to this kind of pseudo document I was doing the other day. And I'm going to come back to presentations again and talk about kind of that Prezi style in a minute. All right, but I want to go do some other stuff, then come back to it. So we have here, this is a static lower third. We have a static overlay, and then we got some animated stuff, two different versions. Because I jumped in just this morning and made a second pop-up box that had a video inside of it, because I wanted to show you guys that too. So let's look at the exporting options. Now, even though this is a video and things are moving, we're going to export these first two as static graphics, right? So let's do that real quick. So we're going to go to share, download, and we don't really have to do it as a PNG. We can actually do them as JPEGs because they don't have a transparent background. We're doing everything as if you had the free version of Canva, right? So PNG is not really that important at this level. So we can even actually do it as a JPEG. So I'm going to do it as a JPEG. And I'm actually not going to export all the pages. So I'm going to click off of that. I'm going to export page number 1 and number 2, because I want those to be static graphics. The quality is fine. We're good to go. We're going to click done on that. And we're going to click download. And this should be a fairly quick download. So those two things are done. I'm going to go down here to my desktop and unzip that. Okay, so now let's go back to me again, big screen. And I'm going to add both of these overlays, number 1 and number 2. Okay, so here's the lower third, and there's the overlay. So to make these do what I want them to do, I basically click the pencil for each one. Let's move that down here. And I go to blend mode, green screen. You know what? You guys want me to do this as in live demo mode so you can see me doing it? But it's the same thing, right? You basically click the pencil and click green screen. And let me turn off the other overlay. Right? So here's that graphic we made in Canva for free static lower third graphic, took the green out. So now let's go to the overlay, another static graphic. I'm going to go to, okay, I go to live demo mode. Live demo mode. Okay, so here we are in live demo mode. This is the second overlay, number 2, right? The overlay we just exported. And I'm going to click the pencil to edit it. Blend mode, green screen. So here's another graphic we did in Canva. Remember those first 2 pages? It was a video, but we exported the first 2 pages as static graphics, right? And here's the first one. Because all I'm doing is loading that image and going to blend mode, green screen. And it takes the green screen away, makes it transparent, all right? Let's go back to, let's turn off live demo mode. And we're going to go back to the teaching screen. And I'm going to show you now how to export these 2 elements as a video and take the green off of these. We're going to do both of these as separate ones. All right, so let's go back over here. We're going to go to share. We're going to go to download, MP4 video. That's fine, because that's the default raw video format from Canva. And I'm going to go here. I'm not going to do all pages. I'm going to turn off all pages, but I want to do page 3 and 4. Page 3, page 4. And it's going to save them separately, not as one big file. So go to download, go to done, download. This one's going to take a little bit longer than the other one because they're videos. So let me check out your questions while those are downloading. Yes, obviously you can. You can just do a video background, whatever background you want, and do any kind of camera overlay you want. I did that kind of easy default looking overlay. Really, if you're going to make an overlay, it's for kind of alignment, multi-window, things like that. That's great for overlays. If you're doing an odd size or odd shaped kind of overlay. So if I'm doing more of a button style, right? So I have me big, then I have 2 or 3 other openings and other kind of shapes that Ecamm can't create natively. That's a great opportunity for an overlay, because essentially all Ecamm can do as far as camera overlays are squares and circles. Yes, there's a squircle, which is basically a square with rounded edges, but at its core, squares and circles and variations thereof, right? Rectangle, whatever. But if you have a shape, say you want a shape that's square at the top and bottom, but squiggly on the sides, can't do that in Ecamm, right? And there is no camera shape in that shape, but you can make an overlay for that, right? So that's why you would do that for special shapes. If you're just going to have an overlay that's a rectangle, make it a background, then put a camera on top of it. Yes, always input output as the highest resolution you can. I actually honestly prefer PNGs to JPEGs, but I'm just doing it that way for that. Yeah, but increase the what am I trying to say? Increase I call it the K size or the resolution, and then that way it does fix that. All right. So now we've exported these 2 videos, and it looks like it combined them, which I didn't want it to do because I see them here on my desktop. But okay, I should have just exported them separately. It exported those 2 pages as one page, but we'll work on that in a second. All right. So I'm gonna go back to me. I'm going to go to live demo mode again. Turn off that other overlay, and then here's that MP4. It actually made both of those pages, stuck them together. So we're going to have to export them separately. Export only page 3, export only page 4. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. Export one page at a time. All right, so I'm going to add this overlay here by dragging and dropping it. Yes, I want an animated overlay. And as you see here, it's kind of playing through. And I want to show you guys a couple of things with this. So first, I'm going to do this. Click the pencil to edit it. I'm going to go to blend mode, green screen. Now all the stuff is transparent, right? So here's what I think I want. Yeah, this is what I want to do. So I'm going to go here. So you see these two elements here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this overlay by clicking, holding down Option, dragging. And I'm going to turn off the second one. Now what I want to do is I only want the lower third. So I'm going to hold down Option and drag that and crop it out. Now that's not the best method because now I have this really heavily weighted lower third that doesn't need all that extra weight because it has all that extra graphic over here. But that's just a way to quick fix what I did, right? So I have that here. And as you see, that's the lower third. And I use those green boxes to make it go away, right? And as you see here, there's a video inside that rectangle. There you go. So that's all green screen stuff, right? And that's what's cool because now I have a copy of it over here and I can crop again, hold down Option and just get my pop-up box. Right? Then I can enlarge that. So play that again, see that? And so now I can do that for my pop-up box. So basically I exported one page, but I use it as it was two, right? And so that's the kind of stuff you can do, right? Now you don't really have to worry about all those different things with the green screen because you just take it out and that transparency is there. So hopefully this is helping you guys so far. What I can also do is, I'm not sure where that other piece was. I got to go to Option to find it. Option, drag, there it is. So we have that animation, right? So I crop that one out and make it special. Okay. But these are all pop-up animations and graphics, right? So this pop-up is a pop-up of a video. I have it cropped too far. That's why that's not showing. But see, that's a video pop-up box. So you can do all these kind of different things within that, right? Yes, please do that. Practice all this stuff and use a hashtag Canva Workshop. And I'll jump in and kind of help you guys work through stuff that you may be running into. So hopefully this is helping you guys with just that simplicity of the green screen. Now you have all these other options, including video as a pop-up and things like that. I actually even have other stuff I've done. Let's do this real quick. I'll drag this in. Yes, I want it to be an overlay. So even things like this, right? But I click here, blend mode, green screen. And now you can have your name right across the screen, right? So it's all this different stuff you can do because it's green, right? Because a lot of these animations couldn't be done with true transparency. And so what I did with this is kind of an advanced technique, right? I have all the text in there and I use a little green box to reveal pieces to make it look like it's writing it. And so green screen, right? So yeah, some people might do something like this in After Effects. I did this in Keynote, right? And so stuff like this is possible. And because you're using green screen, it's wide open now. Yeah, so you have all that stuff, right? Let me see what this thing is. Yeah, this is a font from it says handwritten from a company that does signature logos. So I had them do it for me, send it to me. I edited it and then I separated the letters and did that. So this is a more advanced technique, but I want you guys to think about green as an eraser or a transparency box. And how can I make titles kind of slide behind a green box and disappear like it's going behind the horizon, right? Or have it appear from the middle of the screen up. Because a lot of these different animations, right, they want to start from the bottom of the screen or from the edge. Put a green box there and have the words appear in the middle because the green box is covering them up and it basically makes an invisible spot, right? So, all right, let's go back out of live demo mode and go back to teaching. All right, so static graphic export, I suggest PNG, but you can do JPEG. Static overlay, animated stuff, using green screen to erase and show things, because here, that's a green box. I'll make it red so you can see it. That's a green box. I'll make it blue just so you can see the different ones. So all I did here, I showed them up. Then I used boxes, I'll keep sliding it, to erase them, right? And so think about that kind of stuff and how you want things to appear, not appear, that kind of thing, right? All right, so let's see if you guys have any more questions. Let's see. I'm gonna do a search for Q colon. I'm gonna swing back now and do kind of that Prezi presentation thing real quick. I'm not sure if the magic stuff is pro only. Honestly, like I don't know because I haven't done any of the magic stuff. But you know, you can go into. Let's go back home. Presentations. And you have a lot of templates here. When you look, if you see the crown, it's pro, right? So a lot of stuff is pro. Let's just type in solar. Okay, so we have here, let me zoom that in. So we have here, think about modern home, has a solar power look. That's a pro feature, that's pro. That's not pro. Sustainable energy, that's pro. Renewable energies, right? So there's some solar stuff in here, right? Just avoid the crowns and you get to use those for free. I think hopefully I answered you, Carol, about that second monitor thing. PDF, PDF can't have animations. I answered that before. Yeah, I think I answered that one. If you want animations, you must export as a video. If you want animations in your presentations, just put them in your presentations and play the presentation live. If you want animations, that's a video. Anything else is a static PNG or PDF. All right. Okay, did live demo. Can we hire you to? We can talk about that later. I'm not really here to sell anything. Yes, I do have a e-store and stuff like that, but we'll see. Let's see. Could you not just input the background? Yeah, I already talked about that. Should I input a high? Yes, talked about that. Talked about that. Okay. Okay. The basic toggle, you can control overlays in Ecamm by keystroke. You can control them with your Stream Deck if you have a Stream Deck, either a software-based Stream Deck or hard manual Stream Deck. You can also just manually, I call it eyeball them on and off. Everything that, and I can show you that real quick. Let's go to options, live demo mode. All overlays, and let me turn on my zoom. All overlays have an eyeball, right? And so today, right, I didn't program all this stuff in because I'm making them on the fly. Don't have time to program a keystroke for them. So I'm just eyeballing them on and off. And I just call that eyeballing, right? Because it's an eyeball, meaning I can see it, I can't see it. So you can do it even that level, right? And how they're stacked. So if I had a bunch of full screen graphics and I stack them top to bottom, I can turn all of them on, right? And then just turn them off one at a time. And then the one under that is what's shown. But if they're all different sizes, have different transparency and all that kind of stuff, you want to eyeball them on and off individually. Hopefully that's helpful. All right. All right. Yes, you can. Basically, in Ecamm, you just record. And whenever you're recording, it's live, right? So you can do all your switching, all that kind of stuff, things like that. If you look back at the video I made last night for Ed in the group, I recorded it live, right? So I was turning on stuff, moving stuff. So you just basically record, then upload that to Facebook or upload that to YouTube. So you can turn stuff on and off. Well, I'm doing it live right now, right? And I'm recording and streaming. So when I send this to Paul later, this recording was recorded live, right? So all this stuff I'm turning on and off with the overlays, that's all captured. So yes, you can do that. Okay, back to teaching mode. Okay, that's all the questions so far, y'all. So let me know if you have any more questions. And I'm going to go into Prezi-style presentations. Now, I know I'm throwing that word around, and a lot of people don't even know what that is. All I'm saying is that the elements of your presentation are floating in front of you on your video screen. And I just call it Prezi. They might not even have originated that look. I don't know. But there's a company called Prezi, and they made presentations like Keynote or whatever else, but that allowed you to have the elements and things moving on the screen in front of you. I call it the Tony Hawk interface, right? Not Tony Hawk. That's the skateboarder. Tony Stark, Iron Man, right? You have that interface in front of you with the graphics and things in front of you. I just call it Prezi-style. So that's what I mean by that. So we're using green as the background of our presentation, and then all the elements look like they're floating in front of you. So that's what I mean by Prezi-style. So let's make a Prezi-style presentation. And since we got solar power right here in front of us, I'm going to pick this solar power one. And it has this one doesn't have any transitions in it. And I think what makes it pretty cool to make a Prezi style presentation are the transitions, because things move in front of you and move off the screen and do different stuff like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and click this. I'm going to make that blue green. And I kind of hate to say make everything green, because it's probably going to change a bunch of other stuff that I don't want to be green. But just for the sake of this, we're going to do it. That didn't work out well, so delete that one. Those are pretty decent. Okay, so we're going to use the first 5 of these. Just going to select the rest of this stuff and delete. Okay, so this is going to be a Prezi style presentation. All right, so turn that off too. Don't want that one. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make transitions between each of these to make these a little bit more cool. And then I'm going to adjust the pieces to make them animate around me and to make the presentation more lively, right? So first thing I'm going to do is actually do the transitions. So I'm going to go between these two right here. You basically go between the slides and this will pop up. So I'm going to add transition, and that just fades away. I like that. So I'm going to do flow. I like flow. All right. And we're going to see what this one does. I kind of like that. I just like flow. Okay. I'm going to do flow on all of them. So that's the 4 designs, right? Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and get my secret weapon graphic. And I'm going to make that a temporary background so I can design around myself. So I never said this stuff didn't take work, right? But the work is well worth it. So I'm going to click this, right click on it, and say replace background, right? I'm going to do the same thing here. Replace background. Not even sure if that's the same one or not. Okay. Replace background. One more. Replace background. So now I can design this as if I'm on screen with it. So in this case, that's not the coolest thing. So I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. So that's how it's going to appear on screen. And I can even make that animated, right? And I would go through this process and kind of make all that stuff work, right? So that's the first one. I can maybe even do that up here. But you want to think, I'm thinking through all this on the fly, right? So we got to, kind of seeing my work process. And that might be okay to even have it show up on top of me. All right, the second one, you want these to be lower on the screen. Move that over. And so I can even animate those things, right? So that already has an animation on it. It's going to rise. Okay. So you can actually see how the slides work. And then we go through the last one. We can either show this above us or beneath us, right? Move that over here. Put that there. Put this down here. And because that doesn't point at that anymore, we basically change the arrow, right? So do just stuff like that. So you do all of that, right? So now I'll basically go through and release myself from that background and delete myself out of all of these. Okay. So detach myself from the background on all of these. Then I'll go back here, back to Ecamm again. I'll make a screen overlay, a legitimate screen overlay this time. Pick my secondary display, which you see that work window here. I'm going to go ahead and pick blend mode as green screen, so you can already see me through it. And I'm going to go over here to present and present. And I'm going to enlarge myself. Enlarge it, I mean. So now I go back over here to Canva. And I'm doing kind of my Prezi-style thing, right? And I can click backwards, click forward, right? And so you can do all those different things. Now I can make additional slides and say, hey, so now let me explain to you why. And I can make another slide where explain is yellow, right? Just make copies of the slides and things like that. So now I'm interacting with the stuff versus just letting it slide across the screen in front of me. But this is kind of that Prezi style presentation that I keep talking about. And all you're really doing is you're making the background of your presentation green so it can disappear. This can also be done as a PDF if you don't want the animations, right? So those are all the options. Cut a hole, make the whole thing transparent, and other things in between. All right, y'all, let's see. Okay, let's see if we got more questions. Yeah, you have to scale it up, just like I just did. You can use your mouse to scale up whatever overlay you add, if it's at a lower resolution than your resolution of Ecamm, the window's going to come in smaller. So all you got to do is use your magic mouse scroll wheel or whatever else, or grab a corner and drag it to make it bigger. That's all you have to do. Um, Let me see. I think I answered that one about doing that. I know when I can. No, I mean, you could put on the green screen whenever, right? Go ahead. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to. Okay. Should you put the green in before you do? No, because you can always pick the color of the background of your slide at any time. Just putting it in green up front, it'll also help you design, right? Because you want to use other colors that clash or don't use green. So make all your backgrounds green, and then as you design, it's okay, I can make this red instead. Oh, that would usually be green. What other color can I use and still make that work, right? And having that green sitting right there in front of you, because it's your background color, will make you think about it more consciously and design around that color. Uh, the green just disappears. So if I make the background green, bring it into Ecamm, and use the green screen overlay feature, it erases all the green. You can also do it with blue, but green is the more popular color to erase. I am running this slide presentation through Canva, through the web browser, yes. When you made the background green, what did you click? All right, let's go back to teach mode. Okay, and escape. So right here, when I click the slide only or the page, you go right here to the top, and it has a little box where you can pick colors. So I pick that color. I'm gonna change the color now. So I'll make the background purple. Canva is gonna ask me, do I want to change every instance of that green to the new color? This is both good and bad when you're using templates, because in this case, when I do it, only the backgrounds should change, right? Before, when I made it that bright green from whatever that blue was, it might have been other things in the presentation that same color blue, like some text, like a border around a picture. It's going to make all of those that green, which will make all of that other stuff disappear, which I might not want to disappear, right? So you have to kind of watch that when you click that, change everything that color to the new color. You need to go through all your slides and make sure something didn't turn green that you didn't want to. But yeah, but all I'm doing is I'm clicking on the slide itself, and I get the color box. And I'm picking the loud green, not the dull green, not the lime green. I'm just picking green. Um, Canva calls it grass green, right? So I click that, make it green, ask me to change all. I can say yes or no, or just skip that part, right? And then that's how I'm doing it. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff for green screen. Did you not do this? Go to videos in Canva and type in green screen. There's tons of stuff, right? Birds flying, a spinning brain. You got all kinds of stuff, right? And then all you really do is, let me go to video, home, make a new video, and click video, green screen. And now you have monitors, you got a person cheering, got a cat. Where's that brain? Where'd that brain go? Got a fish, got a gorilla. There's a brain. Right? So I got a spinning brain. Let's see what that actually looks like in Ecamm. So I'm gonna scroll this window down. Make it full screen. Now I could just do it live, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so let's go to share, download, MP4. That's fine. Download. So yeah, so you have all of this other stuff over here, green screen, in Canva already, right? And a lot of times we don't realize a lot of stuff is there that we could be using. So all this stuff right here, I'm still scrolling. Now a lot of it has the pro icon because they really want you to go pro. But yeah. Oh, I wanted to give you guys this also. If you are a church or a nonprofit, I think educator, work at a school, you get Canva Pro for free. But you have to go through their process of proving you're a nonprofit and that kind of stuff, right? Um, if you do not, yeah, this is one of those things that on day one. All right, if you go over here to your sidebar and there's things you don't have, because you should have photos, video, audio, all that kind of stuff. You don't have some of that stuff. Click apps, and then right here, more from Canva. Then you find it over here, and then it'll put it in your sidebar. I don't know why some things disappear and don't show up in Canva. It might be one of their little idiosyncrasy type things. All right, so I'm gonna go back to me full screen. Let's grab that brain, drag it in. There we go. There we go. And I want that to be an overlay. There we go. And take the green out. The brain. So yeah, so all this stuff, let's loop that. Just keep it spinning. So is your brain spinning? Is your head spinning with all this stuff? All right. You guys never tell me when I run out of time. Y'all just want me to stay here all day, don't you? All right. So we'll do the spinning brain for everybody's mind that got blown this week. So so hopefully y'all have enjoyed this. Hopefully I've shown you guys some good things you can use. There's only one piece of homework now. Keep creating, y'all. Keep creating. Keep making cool stuff. I will be in the group answering questions. Please use the hashtag, I think it's Canva Workshop, as you do different things. Put them in the group. Ask your questions. I'll do my best to answer them. And it's been fun, y'all. It's been fun. This is the last one, last day. So it's been really cool to hang out with y'all. I will take any last second questions before we really wrap up. But make sure if you make some stuff, y'all, put it in the group, ask your questions. Hey, I was trying this, didn't quite work. How do I, blah, 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 blah. And let's see if we can make it happen. I just want to really help you guys out and help you create things. But remember, content is number one. Make the content. Don't worry about all this graphics and stuff. Make sure your content is locked in. Yeah, I mean, day 4 is done already. It's done. Time flies. I'm going to go to the bottom of this chat and scroll backwards. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for just coming and supporting and being here. If you guys do want to do kind of an advanced green screen only kind of thing, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Let Ecamm know that's an interest of yours. You want to do more stuff with frames, exploring frames at a deeper level. I have some other stuff about frames that can be done. But just let me know, guys. I want to teach and help you guys out. I won't be doing too many of these in general, other than inside the Ecamm fam. So kind of reach out to Ecamm for things you would like me to do, and then we'll see if we can kind of collaborate and make some things happen. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. It's at Bradley Teaches. I do have a store, bradleyteaches.com/store. Has some keynote stuff in there, has some Canva stuff in there. Might be adding a few more things. But I think that's it, y'all. I'm just kind of scrolling backwards through your comments. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for just coming here and hanging out with me, giving me these 4 days of your time. I know how important you guys' time is. So, yeah, I really appreciate it that you guys are doing what you're doing. Yeah, Canva Pro it's worth it if you're going to be doing a lot of stuff, and you don't have to keep dodging the crowns for all the stuff you want to do, right? So it just depends on how much you're going to be using it. If you're going to be using it, really using it, it's worth the investment. If you just want to dabble and hang out in the free zone, that's cool too, right? There's things you can do with the free version. And then there's always Keynote, right? To do some other things that it might not be able to do. All right, y'all, let's see. Yes, do more frames in advanced green screen. Uh, from your lips to Ecamm's ears. We'll see how it goes if we can do something like that. Do you ever do a full package at a discount on your store? I do. I have a thing called the Mega Bundle, which is like everything in the store, keynote related, in one package. And that's everything plus stuff. It's called the Mega Bundle. I want to do a Mega Bundle for Canva, or maybe just make the big global Mega Bundle with everything in it, Canva and Keynote. But right now I have a Keynote Mega Bundle. It's in the store. So yeah. Uh, all right, y'all. I'll be going back through these. Yes, check out the last 4 days. All right, y'all. Y'all try not to let me go because y'all know how I am trying to get this. I don't have a discount code right now. Um, you know what? I'll make up one on the spot. Let's call it, because I don't have a Canva Mega Bundle. I only have a Keynote Mega Bundle. Um, we'll send out an email with it in there. We'll send out an email with it in there. All right. So look for the email from Ecamm. I'll talk to them about a follow-up email for this. I'll just call it, you know what, since we're sitting here, it's going to be Ecamm, ECAMM Mega. So that's 3 M's. Ecamm Mega. But you got to give me time to put it in there. So yeah, so Ecamm Mega will give you a discount on the existing Mega Bundle only, not on the other individual stuff. And it'll be a nice discount. I'm not sure how big the discount will be, but it'll be nice. So Ecamm Mega, that's 3 M's. So use that as the discount code when you go to bradleyteachers.com/store. Okay, enough about selling stuff. I don't, it's all good. All right. All right, y'all. So that's it. Keep on creating, do cool stuff. See y'all next time through. It has been a blast. It has been a joy. And I will, yes, Ecamm Mega 3 M's. There you go. All right. Thank y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Keep on creating, y'all. You'll see me around. Peace.